Stainless black on zinc or galvanized. In this video, we're going to use stainless black on a sheet of zinc. Now, this is a sheet of zinc and galvanized, as we've mentioned before, can be used interchangeably in the patina world with slight variances. So this is actually a piece of zinc, but galvanized should react very similarly. So we're going to clean it up with the Sculpt Nouveau metal cleaner and a Scotch-Brite pad. It doesn't take much. This is a pretty clean piece of zinc. We're just going to try and scuff it up a little bit and get the oils off and the greases and all that stuff that should be left over from just normal wear and tear and moving it and whatnot. After we've neutralized the metal cleaner by rinsing it and dried it, we're going to use the 100% concentrate stainless black. Now, we've gotten various results from using stainless black on galvanized. As you can see, it reacts very quickly, but how it reacts is different. I've gotten from a weathered gray look to a very kind of milk chocolatey brown, and this time we got a really industrial black, and it really comes down into preparation and conditions that the metal is in when it's applied. It's a little bit warmer in the studio today, so it tended to go a little bit more black. Typically, I'll leave this on for about 3 to 5 minutes, but remember, in most conditions for traditional blacks and browns, when it starts drying, that's your indication that you need to rinse it. And you can see it creeping in from the edges. It starts changing a little bit of the color. It looks like it's a little grayish white on the screen. So that's your indication that it's starting to dry and it's getting to the point where we need to start rinsing. So I really only had about a minute or two before I needed to rinse this off. And you'll see once we rinse this, if we sanded it, we might have gotten a more uniform, not so patchy finish. Ultimately, we're going to do a second coat and try and fill in some of those areas. So here we rinsed it, and this is what we have. You can see kind of a reddish brown, and again, we're going to do a second coat to fill in all those other areas. So to neutralize, we just rinsed with water, and then we pat dried with clean white paper towels. And here we're just going to go with a second coat right over the surface. You'll see that the gray or white flashing comes in very quickly on this piece. It's not ready to rinse. You can tell also the color is the first indication, but also you should be able to see a film. It should look liquidy on the surface. When it's ready to rinse, it's either looks like a film is drying or it looks like there's no coating almost. Almost like it's just a matte finish right over the surface. And those are the two easiest ways to tell to rinse it. So I let this react for a little bit longer, and then I went ahead and rinsed it. And here we have our final piece before the clear coat. And again, like I said, it's very industrial looking, kind of a rustic gray or black. So we're going to use Everclear over the surface on this one, and we're going to use the matte to keep with that tone. And again, with the 2-part spray cans, it has an activator on the bottom. And we have a video on that if you haven't taken a look at that already. But Everclear, we do 2 coats, omnidirectional. And if you go with thinner coats, you can do the omnidirectional in the same spray, but it still needs 2 good coats. So I'm really saturating this piece on the first layer. And we'll let that dry for about an hour and come back and see what we have. And here we have our final piece of zinc with stainless black on it. We went ahead and did another sheet of this zinc, and we did 2 coats of the stainless black, again, both for about 3 to 5 minutes in a cooler temperature day, and it went a lot more reddish brown. Stainless black and Everclear are both available at www.sculptnouveau.com.